not allowed to share, don't want to share. Some companies are heavily regulated by the government, or their employers don't let them. And this is important because, as I said earlier, listening, the capacity to listen and not talk, is how you can not get around it, but use social media proactively and never say a thing. I'm going to show you how this works. This Radiant 6 I was telling you about, it's a bit expensive, but it's an amazing social listening tool. It crawls 17 million data points in like 14 different languages around the world real time and pulls information about you, your brand, your industry, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to use an example of our friend Jeff here. Everyone please say hi, Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Everyone say hi, Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Oh, thank you, better. So Jeff here is a client of Tab. He has 100,000 people following him on Twitter. So he's on Twitter, 100,000 people are following his updates. And as you can see, Jeff's very upset, right? And so he goes on Twitter, he says, I'm so disappointed in you, Tab NJ. How could you let me down? Tab NJ fail. 100,000 people have just talked about Tab. And he's trashed them.
To join a board?
I'm sorry?
And you're looking to join a board?
Hold on. So this is happening whether I join the board or not. So it comes up on your Radiant 6 dashboard, and you can set Radiant 6 so that it finds or doesn't find the spaces, right? And so Chris's handy dandy Abby gets the tweet, right? Responses, hearing that we've disappointed you is like a dagger through our hearts, Jeff. We'll look into this and let you know what we find out. In my relationship, I learned the 5 most important words. I understand how you feel. It's no different here. You're not admitting responsibility. You're saying you have a right to be upset. Let's address this. Right? So Jeff gets the tweet, and wow. Woohoo! Thanks, Tab and Chris Lipper, for getting back to me so quickly. I am seriously impressed. So all of a sudden, you've taken someone who's a critic, addressed their concerns proactively, listened to the social conversation, found a way to counter it. Not only that, but Jeff's 100,000 followers on Twitter are watching this happen. So you're able to take something that could have killed your brand and turn it into something that's amazing to grow your brand. Everyone now knows that Chris pays attention to what their audience wants. That's important. And this is happening whether I join the board or not there, Norm. Right? This is Jeff. This is Jeff the Turtle, not me.
Sure, it's not crushed.
Updates are annoying. What's that?
Crushed.
Exactly. So updates are annoying. This is a very important thing, right? There's a lot of social noise out there, right? Yeah, stupid oranges, right? And you get this, right? If you're on Facebook and you're on Twitter, you get these kinds of updates. I'm eating chocolate ice cream, yummy. Roll your eyes, right? Do you honestly care if I'm eating chocolate ice cream? No, you do not. If you do care that I'm eating chocolate ice cream, you need a friend or a therapist or something, right? No, you don't care if I'm eating chocolate ice cream. No, of course you don't. How about this? I'm so lonely, if only I could find my soulmate. Really? I actually have someone on my Facebook. I had to stop getting her updates because she was this. Some of the things were so unbelievable. I was like, what are you doing? Do you care? This is not autobiographical, but do you care if I'm lonely and desperate on a friend? No, of course you don't. How about this? I just got out of the bathroom. Man, that was awesome. Really? Really? Do we need to know this? Under no circumstances. People do. But so what do? You put content that's valuable for your audience, including, instead of I just ate chocolate ice cream, how about I just found this great new brand of chocolate ice cream, brand X, the best I've ever had. Check it out. Is that useful for you? Mm-hmm. That's giving the audience something, isn't it? So you're not talking about yourself, you're creating thought leadership in the chocolate ice cream space. Or better yet, another great way to listen is to ask a question. Right? I did this not long ago. I went on Facebook and I just threw it out to my community. I said, random question for my Facebook peeps, what is your favorite brand of chocolate ice cream and why? I just threw it out there for the world. Welcome. Have a seat. I threw this out there for the world. In 6 minutes, I got 2 responses. My friend Regan, she's up here in North Jersey. She says Haagen-Dazs because of the strong chocolate flavor but isn't gloopy. My friend Tony in East Los Angeles, Thrifties, is just jam-packed with good memories. In 6 minutes, I have received enough content to launch a $10,000, this is $10,000 in value, could launch a multi-million-dollar ice cream campaign, strong chocolate flavor, isn't gloopy, jam-packed with good memories. Instant messaging, 6 minutes, it cost me nothing. It took years to build my network and build the trust so people respond to me, but in terms of actual outlay, nothing. But what's really cool, guys, is that people keep talking, and they keep talking, and they keep talking. And oh my goodness, do people love to talk, right? And what's really cool is when you do it right, people start talking to each other. This is the heart of it. When people talk to each other, you lose control of your message. That's okay. Why? Because social media is not marketing. What is it?
Conversation.
A conversation. Thank you. It's a listening tool. It's a recruiting tool. It's a place to generate leads. It's a huge focus group. It's brand reinforcement. It's reputation management, a forum for thought leadership, customer engagement, retention, establishing and improving relationships, and information gathering and sharing. It's not marketing. It's all these things. Ultimately, right now, as we speak, there is a real-time global conversation happening on social media. Doesn't matter if you are a martial artist, right? Or if you make telescopes like my Uncle Al here, or if you own a restaurant, or if you're an insurance agent, or if you're a doctor, or if you're a lawyer, or if you're a mad scientist, or you're Chris Lipper, right? It doesn't matter. I had to, I'm sorry. The conversation is happening, Norm, and it's happening whether you're there or not. Okay, so any questions so far? Any questions? Y'all got that? All make sense? Great, let's dive right in. Let's go to Facebook. I am going to do a pretty high-level overview of Facebook because we just don't have time. I normally spend a minimum 2 hours to review just Facebook, minimum. But I want to talk a little bit about content. Before we do that, let's talk about security. Remember I said obeying the traffic laws and wearing your seatbelt? Let's buckle our seatbelts for a second. Here are some tips for you. First thing you want to do when you get on Facebook, click on the About, and you click on, you scroll down here on the right, it says About, it says Basic Info. Click Edit. Make sure your full birthday is not being shown on social media. Take off your birth year. You can show, I like my birthday because on April 25th, my ego, hey, happy birthday, you know, it's a great feeling. But I take my birth year off. Why? Because you can actually have your credit card stolen if people can guess your social security number, if they know your birth year and where you were born. They can actually backtrack and find your social security number. So take your birth year off your public profile. The other thing that you can do that Facebook didn't see, I don't think a lot of people saw, it's important, don't tell anyone when you graduated grade school or high school, because they can backtrack and find out anyway. College is different because I graduated college when I was 28. So it's harder to backtrack with college. But if you graduated high school in 19 whatever, they can find out how old you are and guess. Same kind of thing. So make sure that when it comes to your high school, that that's taken off. Everyone got that? That's important security measures. We're buckling our seatbelts, right? Sorry?
Can you lie?
Well, yeah.
Just
Sure.
give them a different year.
Right, you can do that, sure. The other thing you want to do is you want to check your security settings here.
What else are you lying about?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, David.
So go to accounts. The other thing you have to do is on the top right here, go to account settings, click on this little arrow, click on account settings, go to security, the second tab down here. Make sure secure browsing is enabled. It's the first one. Make sure you've enabled secure browsing. When you do this, this little green HTTPS pops up. And that allows you to surf more securely so people can't hack your website or hack your page. The most important security feature you have is your brain. If someone, this happened to me, people have instant messaged me, hey, I'm stuck in England, can you send me a few $100s? I'll get it back to you tomorrow. Okay, the most important thing you got is right here. Most security flaws are not technological, they're human. So if someone says, OMG, I found this picture of you, ha ha ha, don't click on that link because they're going to try to phish and hack you, okay? So make absolutely sure that you use your brain, the first and foremost. But here are a couple of things that you can do. Also log in notifications, and what this does is we can notify you when your account is accessed from a computer or mobile device we haven't used before. You click on this or email or text, so if it logs on, it won't let you log on until you check the email and go through a couple of steps. Just a few ways you can start surfing a little bit more securely with this stuff. Does that make sense to anybody? Anyone have any questions so far? Am I moving too fast? Okay.
You can remove the year of your birth, but it still shows up in the section called History by Year. Why is that?
A history by year. It should be off. It should be off of your timeline.
It came off for one, but not the other.
It should come off of your timeline. See right here? You can't see when I was born. I wasn't born in '94. Some people think I was born yesterday, but that's another day. All right. So let's talk. Is it not working? I can talk to you later about that.
It needs to be a refresh.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Let's talk about the timeline. So a lot of people, as you probably know by now, if you're on Facebook, they went through this timeline change, right? Facebook went through this. Why? What is this timeline thing? What Mark Zuckerberg is trying to do, brilliantly, frankly, is capture everyone's life and put it online. That's what he's trying to do with this timeline. And with this timeline, you're talking about all the important things that happened to you in your life. So I filled mine out. In 1994, I moved from Ringo's, New Jersey to Baltimore. I only returned to New Jersey last year. So I want people to know this is what I did. In 94, I dropped everything and moved to Baltimore. Dropped out of school, everything, gone. That's ADHD for you. And then in 2000, I studied in Shanghai with some friends. Here's a bunch of my friends in Shanghai at Fudan University. To me, that's important people to know. I want people to know what I've been up to in my life because business is becoming personal. The more and more we do business and they understand who you are as a person, they're going to want to work with you more because you're actually a real person here, right? In 2006, you can see right here is when I joined Facebook for the first time. This is joined Facebook, October 5th, 2006. So I've been doing this for a long time. And back then, I mean, one of my first Facebook status updates was Daviddeutsch is sleeping. It doesn't make any sense. How could I be sleeping and typing at the same time? So we've all sort of been through this process of saying ridiculous. I'm eating this, right? We got a little more sophisticated with it over time. So fill out your timeline as much or as little as you want. Fill in as much or little as your education as you want. As much or as little as you want. You can take your birthday off completely. You can take all that stuff off. You don't have to put any of it. It's up to you and what you're comfortable with.